Season's greetings, my paisanos. This is Super RJ, and welcome back to another anime movie review. Well, it's official. Pixar made another brilliant film they ever did. Their 19th film, and that is Coco. Now, I have a lot of experience about this movie. Now, first, I thought this movie's gonna suck because basically it's just a just a red cop rip off of Book of Life. Unfortunately, though, the movie is actually really brilliant. In fact, I actually find it way more better than the Book of Life. Now, with that out of the way, Alpha out of the room out of the way, let's get this review started. So, what's the story? The story is about the family known as the River of family. Years ago, when the River families began, the father has left the family behind for a music career, which causes the wife to ban music in her family. So it cut to several years later, present, where it cut to a young 12-year-old boy named Miguel Rivera. He dreams of becoming a musician, just like his idol, which his name is Ernesto de la Cruz. Because he's a famous popular musician until he died by a complete accident. However, his family is actually into the shoemaking business, and he keeps himself a secret along his dog Dente. Dente did not notice that he wants to become a musician. But until the day when the Day of the Living coming to visit, which by the way they're not literally by the way, Miguel decided to tell everyone that it's time for him to tell them the truth, that he wants to become a musician instead of being a shoemaker like his family does. But of course, at this point, his family, and he tells them that their great-grandfather is a musician. After the family denies about him becoming a musician, he runs away and comes across his idol's tomb. He starts playing his idol's guitar, which suddenly transports him to the living of the dead. And he comes across his dead ancestors. So he comes across his late great-grandmother, which is the wife of the musician. She tries to give him her blessing to send him back home. But after she tells him no more music until he gets returned, he decided to not let that happen. So he knows there's one person who will give him his blessing to get back home and play music again, and that is his idol Ernesto. Because he find out that Ernesto is his great-grandfather. So along the journey, along with his new companion friend, who is also a companion named Hector, they both work together to find a way to get Miguel to meet his idol / great-grandfather Ernesto, and show his family that he wants to become a true musician. Now, let's begin about how it ran to the story. Now, when you heard the story about a main character wanting to be something that he doesn't want to be part of his family's tradition, you may think that, oh my god, it's gonna be this stupid thing again, where a character wants to become something better, different, but doesn't want his family to know what he wants them to. Doesn't want to be part of the family tradition. Well, they executed it very well. And another thing that makes the story even more fantastic is that they show the importance of family. Not gonna discuss that this whole review because I'm not a tradition about family expert. But the way how they executed with the importance of family in Mexico actually does it really, really well. I like the way how the characters feel each other, feel about their emotions, their feelings about their family tradition. I like the way how they show empathy about how their family never got into music after all these years, and so on and so forth. And another thing is that I have for this movie is I'll get to that in a minute. But throughout the movie, it gets a little silly. The middle part is the true part about the story, about this whole adventure thing. Yes, the whole importance about family is the best thing, one important thing in the movie. But the way how they do it in the part where Miguel gets to the land of the dead is actually it's where the part where the movie gets really interesting as it goes on to the climax. It does focus on Miguel making his dreams come true. And guess what? We still get his dream come true throughout this whole movie. He's starting to get into the skill about becoming a musician like his idol. And we really do root for him of becoming what he truly is. But now I'll get to that one thing like before, let me get the animation out of the way. Now, when you think of animation for Pixar, do you really do think that the animation in this film is going to be brilliant? Well, surprisingly, yes. Once again, it's another Pixar did another fantastic job doing a perfect character design of the humans ever since Inside Out and The Incredibles and other films with humans. But this one, they did it very nicely well with the character design. I especially love the textures, the way how Mexico look like, and I especially love the way how the animation setting looks like in the part real world where everybody celebrate the death of their ancestors, the way how they care about them, all that stuff. But that's another thing. My favorite thing about the animation is the setting, the way how Mexico is, the way how the Living Dead is. It has a lot of colors, has a lot of neat background, unique buildings, has some really dark alleys, has some perfect way to make feel like you actually are there. And they have a lot of the great design of the skeleton, which is also my favorite part of the movie. The design of the skeletons look amazingly good. That's why I like seeing the type of animation or the skeletons. I love the way how they walk, the way how they designs. I love the way how they use their bone parts to do some fantastic tricks. It looks amazing to look at, especially in 3D. And yes, I did saw this movie in 3D, and it does look amazingly good in 3D. It makes me feel like I'm actually there, and I feel like, and so on and so forth. Sorry about the stuttering. But I really do love But still, the best part of this film is the animation settings. They look truly fantastic. Now, before I get to the characters, there are going to be some few bit spoilers. If you guys haven't read the title, you should probably skip to that time mark on what it says on the title. So be sure of that. There's going to be like a little bit of spoilers. Now, the one thing I have about this story is the beginning part. It's easily predictable because we all know what's going to happen. We all know that Miguel is going to tell his family that he wants to be a musician, but until all his families are disappointed in him for what he said. And even though he tries to show everyone that he can be a musician, that be a shoemaker, his grandmother outright shuns him for trying to play music and so on. It's a bit frustrating to me, and I'm not a fan of one of those. I don't want to be join your family tradition or something like that. The reason why they worked in Illumination's movie Sing, because it actually makes it's not that much embarrassment, because Johnny tells his one family member that he doesn't want to join his criminal, and that is his only father, and it makes sense. But in here, it's just tell his whole family that he does want to be made part of the shoemaking. He just want to be a musician. It's a bit frustrating, but I don't find it really that. I don't find this, but it's still the beginning is just a little bit too embarrassing for me to watch. And another big thing is that the second big little spoiler is that I will admit this. This film is also another shock twisted villain. I'm not gonna push around with it, but I really getting tired of this stupid shock twist villain. And guess who's the villain in this movie? You know what? No, I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta see the whole movie for yourself. So, but yeah, like I said, it's gonna be they have a short twisted villain. You guys are not gonna be surprised about it. And the last thing is that I will admit the ending is so heartwarming. The part where after Miguel returns back to the living world, he actually he shows his family that he can be a true musician. I especially love the part where Miguel's dad stopped the grandmother from trying after Miguel's trying to sing a song to his great grandmother Coco to make sure refresh her memory about what her dad sing to her when she was a child. It was very heartwarming, and I like the parents in the ending too because they actually do want to give Miguel a chance to see how he wants to become a musician like his idol, and that really, really works. And that's the spoilers I got for you today. But now let's get onto the characters and then the conclusion. First, we have the one and only Miguel, who is 12 years old, And I have to say, he is a pretty interesting, not a bad kid character. You know why? Because he actually played as a good kid character. I love the way how he sings. I like the way how he can be trustworthy, and he's an assertive character. I like the way how he sings. I like the way how he always help his friend Hector out, and always follow his guide and all that stuff. He's very interesting. And then there's his companion Hector, who's basically a trickster skeleton and always tries to get to the living world so he can know his family know that he's still so he can let all his family remembers him. However, throughout the film, he's not actually a comic relief like Olaf from Frozen. And I have to say, thank Lord. Because at least for sure, he does get few funny liners, but that's it. And also, we also give us a good reason why we like him. And also, he's another character we find out he's also part of the shock twist. He's also another character who's part of the shockest twist of all in this movie. But I'm not gonna tell you that either, like I said about the whole shock twist villain thing. Sorry about the s'mores too. But anyway. And then we have wait, what's his name again? Hold on. Oh yeah, Ernesto de la Cruz, which is the famous musician of all of Mexico. I really don't have that much to say about him either. What's his like Hector? He's basically Miguel's idol, who is a famous musician who gets all the fame and glory, and fame and glory. And that's all I had to say. He just basically wants a good guy, and he has some has a bit part of a heart when it comes to when he comes across his true #1 fan. And that's all. And there's Miguel's family. On paper, they're kind of the frustrating characters I have at the beginning of the film. They're not all awful, but they're at least a little bit bearable for me to watch. Well, mostly Miguel's grandmother, the one who doesn't who makes sure that music is never around the family property and all that stuff. She's not that terrible either, but she is a little bit of a decent character. And that's all I have to say about it. So in conclusion, Coco is a brilliant film of all. The animation is the best part of this film. The story is well executed, even though it is kind of predictable, but executed well. It shows the real true importance of family, but not only for Mexicans, but for American family. It also has some has some really good characters, a really decent climax, and all in all, everything brilliant. I really do highly recommend for you to watch this film. Also, let's not forget, Walt Disney Animation Studio made an animated special known as Olaf's Frozen Adventure. For some reason, people really do hate this special, but it's probably because it's 26 minutes long. I don't hate. If I tell you the truth, I don't really hate this special. It's decent. It's a decent special. If you guys if you guys really do hate this special, then something's wrong with you. Sure, I'm sure people argue saying that, oh, this special should have been on TV instead of movie, but that's a big difference. I mean, Disney did this before with Mickey's Christmas Carol. They released that special on one of their films before one of their films started like in the early 90s or something. But either way, Coco is a brilliant film. I give this film, Coco, 9 out of 10, to earning the Star Medal. So, tell me what you guys think about about Coco. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. So long, my paisanos.